Have you ever really stopped to think about where all your stuff comes from? I mean, we see made in Thailand on labels all the time, right? But what does that actually mean on a huge country-to-country scale? We're going to dive into this, because the sheer volume of trade between the US and Thailand is pretty mind-blowing. So let's crack open that shipping container together and see what's really inside.
So let's just start with the biggest question. I want you to take a wild guess. How much stuff, in dollars, do you think the United States imports from Thailand in just 1 year? You know it's in the billions, but just how many? $66.01 billion. Yeah, that's the staggering figure from the latest annual data. I mean, a number that big is almost impossible to picture. To put it into perspective, that's more than the entire economic output of dozens of countries around the world.
So what on earth is inside that $66 billion container? Well, it's not just one thing. It's this incredibly complex mix of goods that you'll see power our homes, our offices, and yeah, even our dinner plates. Let's start with the heavy hitters.
All right, so if you're looking for the biggest slice of that $66 billion pie, this is it. The true engines of this whole trade relationship are the things that are foundational to our modern world, technology and heavy machinery. And the scale here is just immense. Take a look at this. Electronics and machinery, just those two, they account for almost $39 billion combined. That means well over half, more than half, of everything we import from Thailand falls into just these two categories. It totally dwarfs everything else.
And listen, when we say electronics and machinery, don't just picture a finished laptop sitting in a box. You gotta think smaller. We are talking about the absolutely crucial internal components, the circuit boards, the processors, basically the guts of the devices you're probably using to watch this explainer right now. Okay, so what about that third bar? Rubbers, sitting there at $5.5 billion. Now, this isn't about rubber bands. Thailand is a global powerhouse in natural rubber, so a huge chunk of this is actually tires for the cars and trucks you see on the road every single day.
So we've got the industrial giants, the stuff that makes our economy tick. But what about the items we actually see and touch every day? This is where that massive trade number starts showing up, in our own homes. What's just amazing here is the variety. I mean, we're talking about everything from over $2.5 billion in vehicle parts to almost $2 billion in jewelry and precious stones, all the way down to the furniture in your living room and, yep, the food in your kitchen. Let's make this even more real for a second. You see that cereals category there for $883 million? A massive portion of that is Thai jasmine rice. So that abstract number on a trade report might literally be sitting in your pantry as we speak.
Okay, this is my favorite part. For real, we've seen the billion-dollar giants, but global trade is also made up of thousands of tiny, specific, and sometimes, well, kind of surprising categories. So let's dig into the long tail of what America buys from Thailand.
So what do you think we'd find if we just zoomed all the way in, past the machinery, past the rice, past all the big stuff? What are the smallest, most niche items that are making this incredible journey all the way across the Pacific?
How about this for a start? Nearly $10 million worth of musical instruments. It's a tiny fraction of the total, of course, but that still represents thousands of guitars and drums and keyboards finding their way into American hands.
And then there's this one, $1.43 million in live animals. Now, a lot of that is often ornamental fish for aquariums, adding a little splash of Thai biodiversity to living rooms all across America.
And here is a genuine surprise, at least it was for me. For a product that is so famously associated with the country, the US imported less than $1 million worth of Thai silk. It just goes to show you that a country's most iconic products aren't always its biggest economic drivers.
And the list just keeps going. It gets even more specific. We're talking human hair, probably for wigs and extensions, almost $5 million in art and antiques, and then all the way down to just $68,000 in cork products and $59,000 in photographic goods. The level of detail is just incredible.
So, we've gone from microchips all the way down to cork, from billions of dollars to just tens of thousands. What does all of this actually tell us? Why does a number like $66 billion even matter?
It matters because it makes these hidden connections visible. That $66 billion isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. It's an unbelievably intricate web that links a factory worker in Thailand to a truck driver in Ohio to a programmer in California, all to get that device or that tire or that meal to you.
At the end of the day, that's what a trade number really is. It's a story.
It's a story about economies and cultures, for sure, but it's also a story of millions of individual people, all connected by the simple act of making something and sending it to someone else who needs it.
And that really brings us to the final question, one for you. After seeing all this, just take a second and look around you, right now. Your car tires, your computer, maybe the rice in your pantry, maybe even the picture frame on your wall. What in your home started its journey almost 9,000 miles away in Thailand?